Guys, I got a 2012 Honda Pilot. We got a large humming noise. Boom, 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 boom. Bearing is bad. I changed the other side already. I'm going to show you guys how to change this. So here's the bearing on the other side. It's all broken into pieces. A lot of banging. That's normal. So what we're going to do is we're going to take off this bolt here. 17 millimeter, 17 millimeter. And then we got two bolts for the bracket, 19 millimeter and a 19 millimeter over here. We're going to take off the screw here, the rotor come out, caliper, everything come out. We're going to hang the caliper. And then don't touch the ABS sensor. It's most likely jammed. And then we got 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, and 4 for the bearing. And obviously, we need to take off the axle nut. So the tools we're going to need is 36 millimeter socket, a punch or a flathead screwdriver, a 19 millimeter, a 17 millimeter is on my impact gun there, a chisel and punch, something to hang the caliper with, WD-40, and a 17 millimeter, and a hammer. I use that to remove the lug nuts. That's all the tools I'm going to use. But let's take a look at the part. Customer went and got an original part. This is from the dealer. Here's the part number. It's about 170 bucks. And if you get a better deal than that, that's great. So here it is. So if your axle is jammed, nothing is going to come out, but hopefully that goes smooth. On the other side, it didn't go smooth with the bearing coming out, but the axle was fine. And what we got here is bearing in here. So this is the bearing in here. This whole hub in here. And you'll see this once I have it up on the, once I'm about to install onto the vehicle. Anyways, let's get this job going. Okay, boys and girls, so what we're going to do to start with is we're going to remove the 2 bolts on the caliper. Just like I showed you, there's 17 millimeters, one on the top, one on the bottom. Once you have them off, take them off just like that. Very simple. Put them to the side. You want to pull on the caliper. And you want to hang the caliper. You don't want to leave it just hanging there. Because once you start to bang, it will fall and hit you on your hand. So make sure you tie this baby up right now. So brake pads are ready to come out. I know my lighting is not perfect, so make sure this retainer is there. It goes up on the top. And we're going to put the brakes to the side. Next step, we're going to switch up our socket. Remember, those 2 bolts I showed you for the bracket, 19 millimeters, right back here. They're connected to this. So we're going to get them out. That's one. And there's one more here, so I'm going to hold on to this. And the bracket will come loose after that. There you go. So it's the perfect time to change your brakes and rotors if you want. We're done there. So we don't need to do anything else. But we are going to come over this way now. We're going to bring our lighting as well with us. And I know it's bright, super bright. But what we're going to do here is we're going to switch up our socket. Don't worry, there's like a little bent. Once you twist this baby, it's going to come right off. And there's our axle nut. What we're going to do next is, you want to take your hammer. You should try, the socket dropped everything. You should try to hit this first. So, beautiful. Ooh, I hit my hand. The axle moved out of the way. It's kind of jammed up, but it's a little stiff, so it might give us trouble putting it back in. So what you need is a Phillips head screwdriver to turn these off. So if you have a punch, use it. And if you don't, use a chisel to turn them a little bit in the angle. But anyways, you should get them off. I do have a trick how you bang the rotor, but we're reusing this rotor, so we can't bang that baby no more. So if your rotor is old and you're reusing it, it's probably going to be stuck to the hub. You want to use like a 12 millimeter bolt, put it in here and get that off. And once you get the bolts, these 2 little screws off, and that should pop this rotor right off. Just like that. There we have it. Sorry about the cough, guys. So we're pretty much in there already. We're gonna go to the back and we're gonna remove two bolts and 4 bolts. Okay, here we are. There's 4 bolts here, 2 here and 2 on the other side. So be careful, be easy and gentle, don't hurt yourself. This should come out pretty easy, okay? You're not touching nothing, no axle, no nothing. There you go. We're gonna go to the other side now. Let's go on to the other side. We're gonna do the same thing. It's in a different angle. You got a lot of room here to put your impact gun. Okay, there you go. That's 1. That's 2. Okay, so we're not gonna take these and bang our hammer on this. Okay, a lot of people do that. You will damage these bolts. It does not count new bolts. Okay, so let's get all these off. Time for us to get serious. Time to bang this baby out. So I'm gonna show you a little bit of banging. You want to bang here, bang here, bang here, bang here, bang here, evenly. Okay, and the hub should just come out. Okay, so I gave the customer a lot of warning. If ABS sensor or anything gets damaged, I'm not responsible. Because we should just replace everything together. But been a customer for a long time, so I gave him my warnings, but still I had to give him a heads up and be safe on my side. So a lot of banging. So what you gotta do is bang. Remember, your caliper it's gotta be nice and secure. So a lot of banging. Try to make it even. If you try to just bang one side, it's just gonna twist and not come out. So, a lot of banging. Okay, you might have to get a little bit serious than that. So I'm gonna show you. It has moved a bit. So I'm gonna throw some 30-40 in there. And hopefully that submerges in there. And smooth things out. So anyway, guys, give me a moment. So remember, our axle is kind of jammed too, so you might want to focus on the axle as well. Keep it back. So guys, give me good 40 minutes. It's gonna be good 40-minute banging, and we'll be back. Okay, moment of truth. So the shield, I did bang it a bit, so we can straighten that up. So the shield will eventually turn like that. ABS is right across. Our axle is out of the way. It's perfect. It's ready to come out. This is the kind of bangs I've been doing. If you want to disconnect the battery, I would do so. Make sure you have a radio code, because it does have airbag sensors, so you don't want to go crazy either. Okay. If you got a slide hammer, use that. There it is. Baby is ready to come out. Ready to rub. Oh yeah, baby. There you go. Look at our bearing. Even though this is from banging, it's shot. Okay, it's shot. The bearing is shot. It's a lot of noise. Anyways, that's that. It's time for us to clean everything here. Okay, what you want to do now is you want to clean all this off. Okay, make sure it's nice and clean, so the new bearing can sit nice and flush and go in nice and smooth. Make sure you clean the rust on the inside. This wire brush will do the job. Okay, this wire brush. Okay, just make sure it's not a lot of corrosion on this anyway. So there you go. There we have it. Nice and clean. I'm gonna get some parts cleaner and spray that down. So get yourself some parts cleaner. Spray this baby down well. And that's it. That's all you're gonna do. Take yourself a good clean cloth, rag, tissue, wipe it down, and don't forget the surface here, okay? Because remember, this guy sits on this, so make sure you clean the surface on this. And it doesn't look so bad, but if yours look really bad, get a new one if you need to, okay? There you have it. That looks pretty well right there. Okay, now we're gonna put a little bit of lubrication right in here, and you could use any type of oil, motor oil, engine oil, not WD-40, 1030, 020, anything you like, okay? And then we'll get the bearing. Okay, so I'm using a Lucas oil here. It's very thin oil. It's like baby oil, okay? But it's more like motor oil. It's usually for my power tools, and that lubricates it really well. Okay, look at that. That looks really nice. So here's the bearing, original Honda stuff. So it's only gonna go one way, okay? You could put it this way or that way, because the ears are more open here and here than here, okay? So the open side goes up, facing up, but it doesn't have either this way or that way. Okay, you cannot put it like this because it's more closer, so it's only gonna fit two ways, this way or that way. Plus, this ring in the back is a magnetic, so protect that baby, because if you damage that, you're gonna end up having ABS lights. Anyways, so we're gonna hold it kind of straightish possible, and we're gonna get the axle in there. We're gonna get this plate in there. That's the axle. You can remember, you cannot bang it because that ABS ring in the back. You cannot bang this guy. There you go. And the axle is in. So, next step here is we're gonna take the 4 bolts from the back end, okay? And we're gonna try to get one at a time. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to get this bolt right here first. Okay, and our bearing needs to kind of turn a bit. There you have it. Let's catch some threads on this baby. There you go. And okay, that is the wrong way. We gotta twist that bearing a little bit more. Remember, I told you it's only gonna fit 2 different ways, okay? Because the other one doesn't align anymore. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just twist it, okay? That's why you want to catch them now. I'm gonna start from this side now. So there you have it. I got the threads there, and I got the threads there. Don't worry, we're gonna bang this straight a bit so it doesn't hit our rotor. So that's 2, and then we got 2 more. 1 from each side, 1 from here, 1 from the opposite side in the bottom, and there you have it. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna lock these babies up, then I'm gonna torque them, and then I will come back. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna snug them, okay, nicely, okay, and easily. I'm probably gonna use my impact tool just to get them all the way in as much as possible, and that way my hub bearing also goes in straight. There you go. You don't want to go crazy tight either. There you go. And we're gonna do the same thing here. You want to do it evenly, okay? You want to do it evenly and see what happens there. There you go. And a little bit here. And I'm gonna get the bottom one there. And the bearing should sit straight. And then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna torque it. And I'm gonna give you the torque specs at the end of the video. Anyways, we'll be right back. Okay, so all of my bolts are torqued except this one because I gotta put the car down. I'll do that at the end, and then you want to take a punch and bend that little spot right there. So a few things you want to do now is I'm gonna take my chisel here. Remember this little plate, okay? I'm gonna bend it straight it back. You're not gonna see it, but just take something that you can bend that with so it doesn't hit your rotor, because you don't want no scraping sounds. And then you have to take the whole thing apart. So just straighten it up. All I did was make it flush. That's that. push on this plate, because usually they will hit the rotor. Okay, so we're looking good here, okay? We're looking really good, guys. So we're gonna put this baby on. I gotta keep going around the camera to get my tools and stuff. So here it is. We're gonna put this baby on. And from here on, I'm sure you guys can take it. Put your caliper bracket back on. Put your brake pads in. Put the little retainer on the brake pads. Put your caliper in. Put the 219s and 217s. And you're all good to go. And I'm done here, guys. Thank you for watching my video. Stay tuned for more videos. But make sure you push that plate. So there's no noise. So if you hear noise like this, that's your water touching the back plate, okay? So thank you for watching, guys. So put on your bracket, the 219s, put your brake pads on the bracket, put your caliper on, and put the 217s on it. Make sure everything is nice and tight. And that's about it. So here we are. Let's go through torques. So this thing is 242 foot-pound, the axle nut. Two little ones, I usually hand tighten them, so a 7 foot-pound. We're gonna look at the 4 bolts. Here they are. And they're 156 foot-pound. No, I'm sorry. No, that's this. We're looking at 72.3 foot-pound, the 4 bolts, and the shock bolts are 156 foot-pound. One thing I find is very critical you torque these 2 bolts if you're ever doing struts, because it takes a lot of load on these. Okay, it takes a lot of load on these. And here's your caliper bolts. The bracket are 101 foot-pound. The little bolt there, if you're taking out the line bolt, is 16 foot-pound. And the 217s on the caliper are 53. If you're doing the brake line, 25 foot-pound. And the bleeder valve is 6 foot-pound. And we're going to leave it there. That's it.